The men of our generation can't succeed in any business venture that they try. They watched my last two videos, unscripted themselves from the rat race, came up with a golden business idea ready to go, but when they tried to implement it, they failed. They launched their business venture, but it had no reception, and so they quit. Their golden business idea, the one that would shape the world, lost for all time. But the men of our tribe are different. We implement the tactics for business success, and so our ventures fly high. We create beautiful things that change the world and its inhabitants forever. We're a tribe of good entrepreneurs fighting back against the swathes of evil in this world. Which one do you want to be, bro? A washed up failure or a creator? Shaping the world and the lives of the people in his community around him. If you can watch this video from start to finish without scrolling through the suggested videos or down to the comments, then I can teach you the ways to build a successful business that I learned from MJ Demarco's book, The Great Rat Race Escape. Get a pad and a paper out here. You're going to want to take some notes for this video and go and read the book as well. It is great. It will change your entire perspective on life. The most important way to create a successful business, and what we spoke about in the first video of this series, is investing in R&D. So R&D is research and development. So companies that don't invest in R&D fail, right? And it's the same with people. It's the same with yourself and the business you're trying to create. If you can't invest in the research time, then you will not succeed. And the first way to do that is by reading, the only way to do that. Like we talked about in the first video, it is the most powerful weapon in your arsenal. If you can read every single day, you will gain the competitive edge on everyone you're competing with, because you will have gained the experience and the knowledge of the 1,000 people that came before you. You also need to ask yourself how PESTLE will affect your business. So PESTLE stands for politics, economics, sociology, technology, law, and environment. There we go, I got it right. But yeah, you need to ask how each one of those things will affect your business. As Bruce Lee said, you need to be like the water, my friend. A great example of this is clothing, right? So a lot of people go into making t-shirts because they think it is a fast way to make money. The book uses an example. People print memes onto a t-shirt, stick it onto an Etsy store and think, bish bash bosh, I've made $1,000. What they don't realize is in a lot of businesses, they are affected by one of the PESTLE categories. So with clothing, for example, it is very much so affected by sociology. Clothes are affected by cultural trends. And so if you want to go into a business, say in clothing, you need to be aware of this. You need to be constantly moving with the cultural trends of society in order to stay afloat. Another real world example of this, and I'm sure you will have heard of this one before, but it is Blockbuster. So Blockbuster failed to be like the water in terms of technology. It thought, do you know what? Yeah, people are always going to want to have to like come into a shop, to pick out a fucking VHS and bring it home, put it into their machine, and then bring it back to the store like 3 days later. It failed though because companies like Netflix noticed this opportunity in technology and ran with it. They said, do you know what? The internet is looking big right now. This is a big move in technology that we need to exploit. And so they started streaming online, and you know the fucking story, man. Blockbuster, where is it now? Netflix is on literally everyone's laptop. So forego a detailed business plan at this stage. You need to stay fluid. Ask yourself these 3 questions instead. Number 1, does the business make sense? We went over this in the last video, but it's control, entry, need, time, and scale. Does it fulfill those criteria? Next is, does the business have a large enough TAM, so total achievable market? Are there enough people that this business targets? So say you're making pogo sticks for 7-foot people, right? The business likely won't get very far. It probably won't succeed because there just aren't enough 7-foot people shopping for pogo sticks right now. But if you create a business that can be used and implemented by a large portion of society, then you'll succeed. The book gives the example of like a fishing boat. If you have a tiny fishing boat that can only go a mile out off the shore, you won't catch as big fish as a fishing boat that can go out 50 miles. Now, I don't actually know much about fishing, so maybe there's not much of a difference, but that's the example it gives. Then finally, you need to ask yourself, does your business have enough value skews? Is there enough that your business does differently that will separate it from the other ones, that will bring it success? If all you're doing is bringing to market a product that already exists in its entirety, then unless that product is like shit at marketing or something, there is no value skew you can add over it. Then once you've decided on the product, the thing you're going to bring to market, you need to continuously use the 3 A's on it. So they are act, assess, and adjust. So the first one of those is action, right? You want to constantly be acting inside of your business. Put out little feelers, put some skin into the game, bro. Make experiments, launch a product, even if it's not completely finished, even if you're not perfect at it, even if you believe that like maybe it could be a bit better if you spent a bit more time designing this thing or reading these books, perfect is often the enemy of good. Push something out into the marketplace. Experiment. See what happens. Then once you've made that experiment, the next step is to assess its results. So you've made your first YouTube video, right? You upload it, you make the experiment, right? Now assess your results. Is its click-through rate good? How many views did it get? Did it get any comments saying that the delivery wasn't great or whatever? Assess the results. Then the last step is you need to adjust. And this is where most businesses fail. Because they'll see their action, they'll see their experiment, they'll see maybe it's not doing so well, but they won't adjust it. They'll keep going because of their like ego, because they believe that if they think it's the right idea, then it is the right idea. If your consumer is telling you that their product, it doesn't live up to their expectations, it isn't good, then don't believe yourself. Don't believe that it is good. Adjust it. Then the next thing, and what every business must overcome, is the desert of desertion. There will come a time in your business's journey where your motivation for it will fade. You won't be left with much, and so you'll think that you want to quit. You want to stop. And this is where so many businesses die. So many businesses that could have become great die in the desert of desertion because people don't have the perseverance to follow through with them. James Clear also talks about this in Atomic Habits. He basically says that when you're trying to start anything, there is this bit at the beginning called the Valley of Disappointment. And he says it's because when we start something, we expect linear growth, right? We expect to receive X amount of something each day, one more sale a day than the last day. We expect linear growth. And so we have this kind of valley because at the moment our business is sort of flatlining, not realizing the fact that at some point it will exponentially explode. No successful business grew linearly. Every single successful business in the world, I would assume, had exponential growth. And for so long, if people had just kind of quit at this valley of kind of disappointment where they didn't believe they were seeing the results they wanted to, then they would never have got to that successful place. The example that everyone's heard of in all those memes is the miner who stops digging 3 inches before he hits a massive gold block. You are so close to that point when you reach the desert of desertion that all you need to do is persevere and you will succeed. The time where it feels hardest are the time where profound things are just about to occur. Most people enter this desert and they die, and their dreams die with them, but you need to defend your dream with your life because it is really that. If you go back to our first video and just think about the concepts we talked about, it really is life or death. It's either this, it's either you persevere and succeed in this thing, or you quit and you go back to your simple, mundane, mediocre job and die that way. So you need to persevere, and there are 2 steps towards perseverance. The first step is belief. You need to believe truly that this period of imbalance will one day make you successful. You need to believe that what you're doing is possible and that persevering will get you the results that you want. The second step to perseverance is purpose. Your career, your business needs to be aligned with your purpose or you won't be able to persevere through it. Do you think someone who's in the fucking drop shipping market, if he has a dip in his sales, will persevere through those times? No, because drop shipping is in no way aligned with their purpose. But if someone has the dream that they want to change the world, they want to fix the environment or save a shit ton of animals, then they will be able to persevere through this desert because they believe in their purpose. They want to be the change in the world. So you need to ingrain this belief in this purpose. You need to create an identity of future growth. So you no longer should be saying, I am working X job and soon I will be an entrepreneur. What you want to be saying is, I am an entrepreneur working this job. We've spoken about it so many times on this channel, but our identity shapes us as people. If you believe yourself to be an entrepreneur, like we spoke about before, if you believe yourself to be a king, then you make the decisions that an entrepreneur would make. You keep going and you persevere through it because you have the identity and the belief of someone who is growing. Keep going, persevere. If you fail, try again. 1 swing at a bat does not make a professional baseball player, and 1 or 10 failed businesses does not make an entrepreneur. You need to keep going. If you fail, start again. You cannot ascribe yourself to a life of mediocrity. Then finally, you need to flip the coins. So many people see business as luck, right? They see people who got onto like internet marketing as like, oh, they were lucky, they were alive around the time of the internet's explosion, all these things. They believe businesses are made off of lucky moments by lucky people. The thing is though, is you can shift this probability in your favor. And you do that simply by flipping enough coins, right? If you could flip 50 coins, it is way more likely that one of them would be heads and you'd call it right than if you were to flip 1. So business is just like that. You need to constantly be flipping those coins. You need to constantly be acting and putting skin in the game. And if one of them sticks, that is where you get your success. Put skin in the game. Constantly be acting. Flip every single coin that you can. When your dream is alive and pursued, profound things start to happen. Actions are given purpose, goals are created, decisions are made. Life becomes more meaningful, and this is your life now. You are the unscripted entrepreneur. That is your identity. You are already living the dream. Stop the someday mentality. Stop thinking that you're going to do this business, you're going to start drop shipping, so 20 years down the line you can become free. Stop watching the fucking Wolf of Wall Street and thinking, I'm going to do like penny stocks because then one day I'll become free. There is no script to how you will succeed in this business. There is no step-by-step rule that is going to tell you exactly what you need to do, because if it is, then by definition it will not succeed. If anyone can do it, it will not succeed. You need to try this by putting skin in the game yourself and by working really fucking hard, and finally by persevering through dips and troughs in your success. Become successful and your life will change. Don't, and you will keep living this life of mediocrity. So thanks for watching the video. Leave a like and a comment, you'll find those right below the subscribe button. And join the Discord. It's a great place full of young men just like yourself who are trying to grow, who are trying to shape the world around them. Come onto there and talk to me and the other guys about your struggles, about your growth journey, about your business ideas. And then also, right now I've started doing these calls. So go into the description, open the application form and sign up. Put your dates and your times in for exactly when you want to have a free one-to-one confidential call with me. You get 15 minutes, you can ask me anything you want, advice on anything. Sign up for completely free and we'll talk. See you soon. Anyway, thanks for watching the video guys. Manifest excellence. Goodbye.